Wow, this playoff race is tight. I do not remember a playoff race being this tight in many, many years. The most a team has to play is 14 games. The least a team has to play is 10. That's Pittsburgh. Most teams are around 11 or 12 games left in the season. The Kings have 11. The Sharks have 12, and we are 1 point behind them for second place. So they have 1 point on us and a game in hand. The teams right below us have the almost same amount of points and same amount of games. Exactly. So should we get kicked out of our third place spot, the wild card is looking very scary. And yeah, there's a 3-point difference between teams not in the playoffs and teams in second place right now. So I'm going to need a lot more wine to get through the next 11 games. Currently, however, the Kings won their game against Detroit today. I keep getting them mixed up. I swear the Devils and the Red Wings look exactly the same to me, and my brain is full of playoff pressure, and it just cannot process what's happening. So I'm pretty sure tonight was the Detroit Red Wings, and Saturday are the New Jersey Devils. But if I mix them up in the midst of talking about this, I apologize. So we won 4-1, which sounds much more convincing than the game actually was, of course. And it was a very much needed 2 points. Not a single team has clinched a playoff spot yet. Not even Vegas. And they are the best in our division. And I believe the best in the Western Conference. Don't quote me on that. So with 10 games-ish, 10, 11 games-ish for most of the teams left, not a single club is definitely going to the playoffs yet. That should tell you just how crazy close everything is. And why March Madness really could also apply to the NHL right now. Oh my God. Whew. So, first period, the Kings do not give up the first goal. Oh my gosh. That's incredible and new and different and exciting for us. The goal took a little bit to get into. So here's the thing about the first period. The Kings took the first 6 shots in the first 10 to 11 minutes of the game. And then after that, when Detroit took their first shot at 11:35 into the first period, then we took a penalty. Jake Muzzin got a puck to the hand and left the ice for the rest of the period, and they shot the next 7 shots and did not let the Kings shoot any. So to say that the first period was lopsided, really an understatement. But in those first 6 shots, the Kings get a goal. It's from Paul LeDoux, who has been out of the lineup since, I believe, February 13th. So long time for him. Swapping him out, I'm not really sure there was a specific reason. Like, I don't think anyone was playing terribly, but he hasn't had a chance, and he's a rookie, and, you know, we're getting to the point where we may need him to have more experience going into the playoffs. So anyway, he draws back into the lineup, and he has a point to prove, and he proves it. So Paul LeDoux, 3rd goal of the season as a defenseman and someone who's been in and out of the lineup. That statistic really means nothing to me. First goal of the game for the LA Kings is the one that does. And it's also from the Kopitar-Brown-Iafallo line, which I have been rejoicing in for many, many games, including tonight's game. They are always one of the best lines on the ice for either team. It makes me so happy, guys, to see Anze Kopitar back at his potential, to see Dustin Brown without the shackles of, let's just say, some other things that were hindering his game in the last couple of seasons, but they are back, and Iafallo is new and fitting in so well with that line. He's so fast. It's everything about them is just beautiful. They have great chemistry. They know exactly when and where the passing lanes are, and they're so great at confusing the other team and getting them out of position. So this first goal they set up, and the LA Kings fans rejoice for no other reason than we got the first goal. It's so exciting. Then, like I said, after that, things went downhill. Yeah, it didn't go so well, and we were pretty glad that the first period ended. We get to the second period, and it's a little more even in the sense that it wasn't literally one team took all the shots and then the other team took all of the shots for half and half of the game, basically. But it wasn't great. It was not convincing. I was in no way comfortable that the Kings only had a 1-goal lead in any way. It wasn't a total collapse, which is nice, but it wasn't great. We had a couple of power plays, and they were not worth talking about because it was just sad. I would have preferred we had penalty kills, actually, of which we did have one, I believe. There was some 4-on-4 action because Phaneuf took offense to being slashed, and so he tried to beat the crap out of some guy, but the rest wouldn't let him, whatever. So he gets the roughing, and the other guy gets slashing. It's 4-on-4. Quick's making some great saves. Quick's making some scary saves in which he is so far over on this side and the rebound is so far over on this side that some of the defensemen are making the block saves and not our goalie. But, it's Jedi Quick, and that's kind of how things roll with him. So after a fairly snooze-worthy second period that could potentially have been disastrous were it not for Quick, we get to the third period where we have 2 minutes of a penalty kill for the first 2 minutes of the game, except not the first 2 minutes because 45 seconds in, they scored. Given how the second period had unfurled and the fact that we began the third on a penalty kill and the fact that we couldn't clear the puck and they were all over the ice, this goal was in no way surprising. It was another one of the quick goes this way, puck goes in, power play goal, whatever. What was telling was going to be the way the Kings reacted to it. So yes, that goal was clearly going to happen. Do they then collapse as, the game where we lost 7-2, or the Blackhawks where we were up 3-1 and then suddenly lost 4-1, or do we mount the comeback? Do we kind of suck it in and realize that we are 11 games from the playoffs now, guys, and nothing is safe? And do we actually start to play a little better? So we did the second, thankfully. Oh my gosh. So our second goal comes from Captain Kopitar. Like I said, that line has been phenomenal all night. They are doing everything on the ice, so it is unsurprising to me. We can breathe just a little bit easier, guys. The Kings are 2-1 again. 1-goal lead. Okay, whew. Still enough time that just a 1-goal lead is not making me entirely comfortable, but the fact that we got any lead at all is making me feel better. A lot better. It's been pretty tight. Not necessarily great hockey from either team, but tight either way. So, the time's ticking down. And we get to about the 2.5-minute mark, and the puck is solidly in the Kings zone. Like, they are solidly battling for possession and not getting it, and I'm sitting there looking over at their goalie going, why haven't you left the ice? Like, dude, be pulled. Be pulled. The puck is there. It's nowhere near you. God. Wait, why am I encouraging the other team to do something that might help them? Never mind. They should have. They should have listened to me. Because, sure enough, without the extra attacker, the Kings gain possession of the puck. They take it down the other end, and Tyler Toffoli doesn't need an empty net. Doesn't matter that there's a goalie there. He's going to get a puck in the back of the net anyway. Whew, 3-1. Whew, okay. We made it, guys. There's a minute and a half left. 3-1. Not even the Kings can screw up this lead. Probably. But no, at that point, the fact that Detroit hadn't tied it up and had, in fact, let in a goal really just pulled the steam out of them. They did end up pulling their goalie after that, but too little too late was the story, and we end up 4-1 with an empty net goal. So like I said, 4-1 was not really reflective of how we played. We will have to play much better against whichever team that plays in red and white we're playing on Saturday. Maybe my brain will be less fried by then. I don't know. It's an East Coast team, and we don't play them a lot, and hopefully we're going to beat them too, because we really, really need the points. Yeah, we're at 84. Sharks are at 85. Avalanche are at 84 with the same amount of games. Yes. And no, they may have a game in hand. Either way, Dallas is right behind them. And they've played the same amount of games as us, and they are at 73. So Avalanche has slipped into the first wildcard spot. I'm not even going to speculate on what could happen over the weekend, because there are just so many factors that are going to see whether the Kings end up wherever they end up. For now, though, third place, 2 points. Didn't let up the first goal. Let's focus on all the good things, and we will see you all on Saturday. Go Kings, go!